Let me ask you this, because I know you visited the United States, and I know your show is international, 21 countries. What would you say is the major difference? Because I know in the U.S. we're pushing to have more black-owned media outlets, because media is communication, it's the sharing of information, right? What would you say is the biggest difference between you seeing people owning the content for their own people and content being owned by another party, and they're controlling what's fed to that community? If that makes sense, the question.
Well, the culture of the U.S., from my understanding, in dealing with some of these agents out there, it's that's the culture of the Americas. That's the culture of the major players and conglomerates in terms of media. They take your content and they do one of the two things. They either buy it outright from you, they buy the rights, or they ask you to partner with them and they change to suit themselves, to suit the audience and the market that they are diverse to. In Trinidad and Tobago, when you create your content, you have one or two ways of getting it out there to the masses. One, it leans heavily on partnership with the media house, or you purchase airtime. That's it. So you either buy the airtime in Trinidad, you pay for the airtime, and you package your show and you give it to them, and they air it as you give it to them. There's no deviation. If there's a partnership formed where they are going to sell it as well, then they can put their ads in there, and it's a different structure. What I have come to what I've come to understand with the Americas, especially when I was about to head to LA before COVID, is that I was being cautioned by one particular agency that was shopping the show out there to ZTV and to CBS, was that if they are interested and they do bring you guys in, they're going to want to have their own producers touch with you, their writers, a lot of things. Are you all prepared to change? Are you all prepared to work with them? Now, the very core value of the show is not going to change. But what they were indicating to me is that the possibility exists. They would want to have a controlling power. And that is something I learned when it comes to the Americas. With Caribbean people, that is different. All right. The agencies there, when they buy onto their platform, even Netflix and those bigger streaming networks, if they buy into it on the ground level, they can, I wouldn't say manipulate, but they would make changes that they think is necessary in order to keep the audience. So that is the difference with the American media and Trinidad media. That's what I have learned.
Let's go, let's grow, let's grow, let's get it, let's get it, let's get it, let's get it, let's go, let's go, let's grow, let's